Welcome back to another episode of the Know Your Power podcast. I'm your host, Kendall Aaliyah.
And I'm Julia Renee. It's a magical day.
I feel like you're like Renee,
Renee.
It like goes so beautifully into the theme.
It does.
I don't know what I'm saying.
The magical fairy theme.
Yeah, I'm like,
we're magical fairies.
oh man. People did comment that they like Unhinged Kendall. So I was like,
yeah,
you know, I'm just going to keep showing up.
Yeah.
Even if I feel awful, I'll be here.
What did we talk about on that Unhinged day? What was that day?
I couldn't tell you anything that happened at all.
She's like, I was not present.
I was not
Unhinged
here.
Kendall.
I'm also going to watch these back and be like, who am I? Because I won't edit this for like a few days and I'll be like healthy and feeling good again. And I'll be like, that poor girl.
Like,
and also poor Julia for sitting across from this.
It's a pleasure and an honor.
I'm also so sweaty, and Julia always says how hot she is on this podcast set.
Sweat.
I'm always like cold. That's why I show up in like long sleeves or like hoodies. Today I am sweating.
My underboobs are always sweating. It's
muscle
so
Barbie
annoying.
shirt. It's so cute.
I got my muscle Barbie shirt on. Okay, wait. I wanted to share because we had a listener send in. She sent a DM to me, and I thought it was just super cute, and I wanted to share it. Let me find it.
I love when you guys DM us so much, and also my DMs are being weird right now. You know how when you go into requests, it's usually like a list, and then there's hidden and a list. My request list is gone. I don't know if I accidentally sent everything to hidden. So if you've DM'd me within the last like 2 weeks, like literally no DMs are showing up for me.
That's weird.
So not sure. Or people just,
or they're all
or
going
no one's DMing me.
Maybe. Or they're all going to hidden for some reason.
I think so, but I checked hidden too, and like the dates are weird. I don't know. My DMs are just like, I did something.
Instagram's on one.
Yeah. So I'll look back into it. But if you have DM'd me and I haven't answered, it's not my fault.
I also went through my I go through my DMs every morning and answer everybody. Mm-hmm. And then I go through my requests and then my hidden. And I went specifically to look for more unhinged DMs from men. Mm-hmm. And I just go through, screenshot, delete them. Yeah. And then put them in a folder so that we have another episode to do because, I got some pretty good ones that I just like literally make me laugh out
I got
loud.
one good one that I had sent to you and you were like, save that.
Save it. Okay, so this one, she says, I'm at my local coffee shop in the UK, Black Sheep Coffee. They have this buy a coffee for someone scheme going. So you buy the coffee, then you write a cute little note on the voucher and pin it to the free coffee board.
That's cute.
Right? Like a little note, and you don't know who it's from. I've been watching you for so many years, and your quote, "You're more powerful than you think," has got me out of so many funks and depressive episodes. So I wanted to pay it forward and use the words of Julia Renee that helped me through so much. Love you, babes. P.S. I listen to the pod and re-listen to episodes everywhere I go. And at all times of the day. # no chill.
That's so cute. Also, what a cute concept.
I know. It's just cool to know that like the Know Your Power is in other places. Mm-hmm. There was actually this thing.
We're in the UK.
And it's in Canada too. So I was in Canada or in Kelowna, and I was working out at Aesthetic Nation gym. And they have this thing in the girls' bathroom where they have like on the mirrors. Yeah. And they have a sticky note pad and like a pen where you like write a note and you put it there. So I put, "You're more powerful than you think, Julia Renee." And I stuck it to the thing.
That's so cute.
It's in Canada too.
It's in Canada.
It's somewhere.
Spread the word.
Spread the word.
That is actually adorable.
We're going to Canada.
Don't be getting sick.
That was a little kid cough.
I also like watching back the episode. You coughed directly into this mic, so I'm like,
I did.
I'm like I made a reel out of like all of our funny moments again, and Julia coughs into the mic and then looks at this and goes, "This is Kendall's mic." And I was like, the culprit.
I'm gonna watch it.
The literal culprit.
I'm gonna watch it.
But it's the first sequence of the reel.
Wait. Oh my God.
You saw it and you laughed, and now I'm sick because of you. Not us sitting here laughing at our own jokes. It was a really good reel clip. But anyway, it did start with Julia coughing on this mic.
I literally coughed and went, "This is Kendall's mic."
I brought Cooper over and played him that reel. And he goes, because now he's sick. And he goes, "I'm suing Julia."
Oh my God. It was Chloe. I swear. It wasn't me. I
believe you. Chloe did say that she was the culprit.
I will take accountability
for
my actions.
Rude.
So what are we talking about
Consider
today?
me. I want to first talk about Megsquats being pregnant. And I also want to know, because you work with her brand, Buff Chick. Anyway, did you know? Because you're kind of in. You did?
I did know. I knew first, bitches.
Was there like a call and she told everyone?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I'm jealous.
You guys know I'm an athlete for Buff Chick, and we have monthly calls where we go over like new things that are launching, updates, like events that we're doing and stuff. And the last month's call, she made the announcement right at the beginning, and I didn't see her announcement post on Instagram. What was it?
It was like just her being pregnant.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, she always does awesome photo shoots, but I'm pretty sure she was just in the gym, like with her pregnant belly out.
Oh my goodness! Well, how long has it been then?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is she's definitely far enough along where like she's showing. I think usually you wait until second trimester to say anything, as like just in case certain pregnancies can be higher risk in the first trimester.
She's so cute.
Yeah, but I was like instantly like, did Julia know? And she should have told me. I feel so out of the loop, but I was shocked because I felt like, I don't know, sometimes you can tell because someone's content changes or whatever, but she must have just like stocked up certain like training videos where like you had no idea until she was like, surprise.
Hello.
But she looks awesome, and I'm so happy for her, because she was talking about them potentially trying for a second when she was on
our podcast.
Yeah. So I'm just so excited for her, and she looks amazing. And
I can't wait, but also can wait to be in that era of like getting to do that and taking everyone through like the journey of pregnancy and all of that stuff. And it's so wild. So yeah, I did know. And I was dying.
I'm jealous.
I was holding it.
I'm so excited for her, and she looks amazing. And I feel like she's one of those influencers that we can like look up to when we do enter that era, where she still navigates the space like so elegantly.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like just switch gears and now she's like a mom blogger and that's it. Like she shares her pregnancy and still her training tips, because I feel like that is so important, because there's so much like misinformation, or I guess just people don't know how to train while pregnant. And she was like one of those voices where it's like, she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah,
like she's so well educated.
I'm going to go back to all of her videos. And luckily now she is like getting pregnant again. So now I have another like thing that I can watch. Like I'm just going to watch and like learn as much as I can, because, and she also has programs, I believe, for women
prenatal.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I think prenatal, like a program, and it's just, so I'm really like intrigued to do that. And she's stood the test of time. She's an OG, but she's still like super relevant, and she's an incredible woman, and it's just great to be
It's funny when we were talking about the like Reddit snark gym stuff like a week or two ago, because I had stumbled upon it for the first time, and there's so much negativity. And there was this one thread that said like, who are influencers you do like? And everyone was like, Megsquats is the best. And I'm like, I love that she gets the recognition she deserves. And she is just such a kind person. But yeah, I'm so excited for her. But I feel like it's funny. There's almost like gym people royalty kind of, where it's like, where it's like, oh, like one of our queens is pregnant. Exactly. It's funny. But yeah, I think it's so cool. So cool to see. And I was just, curious if you had known beforehand. Another like kind of pop culture, less in the gym world, but I feel like most people know who these people are maybe. And if you don't, I get to fill you in. You might not. Don't. Yeah, I feel like, but some of the listeners will. Do you know who Alex Warren and Cover are? Cover. I never know how to say her name. I think it's Cover. Such a pretty name. I just don't know how to say it. They were like in the Hype House. Do you know what the Hype House is?
I know of Hype House.
Okay. Hype House is like a content house for like TikTokers.
This is like an episode of Gen Z teaches a boomer
pop culture things. This will all make sense, and I feel like you'll still have an opinion. So just like view this as you, but I'm going to give you like the background, the tea first,
give me the tea.
And then view it as you. So anyway, they've been together for like years. The cutest couple, like a very wholesome, cute couple, like make funny content together. None of it seems like cringy or forced or whatever. Like people love them. They had gotten engaged, I think last year, and they're young. Like I want to say they're around my age. And then their wedding just happened like over the weekend, and people were calling it like the TikTok royal wedding because they brought everyone together. Wow. Like Charlie D'Amelio was there, like everyone was there, like all these big TikTok names. And they brought them together, and the wedding was beautiful and like so wholesome and so cute. And like I saw a video of both of their vows, and they made me cry. Like they just have like the most beautiful relationship. I'm gonna send you their vows so you can cry later. It's so well done. And his parents had passed when he was really young, and him speaking on like them being like proud of her, like, oh my gosh, made me bawl my eyes out. Anyway, such a cute wedding. Here's the part that is getting like, first people were like, this is the best wedding ever. And now on TikTok, another thing is circulating. And this is where
of course,
I'm like, okay, I would love your opinion because you're very much so in this space. And I want to know how you would feel because everyone is standing up for the couple. And I don't think the couple cares that much. But so there's obviously a lot of influencers there. A lot of YouTubers, TikTokers, whatever. This one influencer vlogged the entire wedding. Like cameras in everyone's face, vlogged like filming herself while sitting as she's like walking down the aisle type of vlogging. Maybe not that scene specifically, but like camera on her the whole night. Wow. And then posted it before they were able to post any of their wedding content.
Nope.
How would that make you feel?
Nope. That's wrong.
That's how kind of everyone is going like, that was really effed up of you. And like the couple again was so in the moment and such a cute couple that they didn't make a big deal out of it at all. But like people almost wish they did because it like
people were
it's
like
definitely
mad
disrespectful.
For them.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I really haven't been to a lot of weddings.
I've only been to like 2 or 3.
But I went to Ian's wedding, and Ian is my videographer when he and his wife got married. And Ian is obviously like a photographer, videographer, and all of that stuff. So they said in the when they were getting like married, what is it called?
Ceremony?
I'm engaged and I don't even know.
I don't know.
The ceremony, like no phones, like no, don't take any pictures, don't take any, which I 100% was like, I agree.
I don't like to anyway. I want to be present at someone else's wedding.
Yes, also. Like you want to be present. It's also, there's professional people that are there. That's their job. It's their day. Let them share it when they want to share it and how they want to share it.
Yeah.
Not some crappy little iPhone shaky camera where you're like, ah!
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. There's also, I did like a little bit of research just to be like, but does the couple care? They had a sign that said, please no phones or cameras at the ceremony.
That's what I was going to say. It's like when, because I know that Michaela, the makeup girl, she got married like maybe like a couple months ago. I don't know.
Another TikTok royal wedding.
And there was like a whole nother like drama about who was invited and who wasn't invited, like all these TikTok people and stuff like that. But it was almost like free promotion for the couple by inviting all those people there because they were like posting about going to the wedding and stuff. So it's like, it is very interesting because you always think about like, okay, well, you're inviting like a whole bunch of influencers, which mostly like you probably are friends with them because you're doing like the same thing. And of course that's like their job and it's a part of it. But if they told them,
like if they had a sign out that said like, it was like such a nice sign too. It was like please be courteous and like try to not bring out your phones or cameras during the ceremony. Like, thank you so much. Like that's what this sign said.
Okay, well the sign needs to be meaner.
No cameras or you're kicked out.
No TikTok dances. No vlogging.
Well, that's where it's like, we're in such a different age where it's like, this was like one of the first Gen Z weddings I've seen. And I'm like, I wonder how normal that's going to be of like, people filming TikToks at other people's weddings and things like that, where it's just like, I don't know, we're in that space and it's like, I don't know, like if I was getting married, would I be upset if Julia was vlogging? I was like, probably not. But also if you were shoving if you were the only one and shoving your camera in everyone's face, like this person was, it's like, okay, maybe that's a little different. So
you always like, I mean, especially if like this is your job, like you ask.
That too. Yeah.
You just ask.
I'm sure if you ask them like, hey, do you mind? I won't film this part. I won't film that part.
Like maybe you could have, like, if I'm trying to think of it from like their point of view. First of all, before I get into that, what if, devil's advocate, She wanted to be the first one to post it, so she got all the views and the people so they can see, oh, this is the insider view. Everyone's waiting for this. Like, that's my cynical brain thinking that, like, maybe that person who did that.
I don't think that's cynical. I think there's a lot of truth behind that, and I think the reason people are really upset, and I don't know this YouTuber, I know of them.
Did she take it down?
No. But she's the type of person where people are like, oh, typical her name activity. Like, she just seems to be that personality that like wants the views first. So she's gonna
chaser?
A little clout.
I know that word.
That term.
Yeah.
We were talking before last episode about like new Gen Z words, or even Gen Y, I guess. Is that after Gen Z? I could totally be wrong. But like some of the words I'm hearing from TikTok in real life, and I'm like, there's no way you people are real.
Stupid. So dumb.
Riz, aura.
It sounds like you're a character.
Oh my gosh, we should play a game one episode where I like have a list of Gen Z words and I like quiz you on what you think they mean. That would actually be so fun.
Let's do that.
Okay, I'm doing it. We're doing that next week.
I also had the idea that we need to do a like what your gym wear says about you, but gym bro edition.
Oh, that'd be good.
I was doing cardio this morning, and like one guy walked in like wearing a Naka, another guy walked in,
his personality,
Young LA, and I was like, I basically know everything about you.
Wait, I'm making a note of both of them. Let me do it because I don't have to talk while I write like you do.
I wrote the one at the bottom.
I want to hear what you were gonna say about TikTok, unless you have anything else to add about this wedding. I just thought that was so interesting because it was such a beautiful wedding, and now all anyone is talking about is how this one vlogger vlogged the wedding.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like disrespectful. And it's weird because everyone who has seen that is probably like, okay, that's just common sense. But I guess in like that era, maybe it's not common sense.
Exactly. If you vlog everything every day,
it's all
it probably feels normal.
And it's like, what do you mean I can't do a TikTok in the middle of Times Square?
What do you mean I can't renegade while you're walking down the aisle?
What do you mean I can't announce your pregnancy before you do?
That's so funny.
But I need the views.
I was watching the Kardashians recently. I like stopped watching them for a while, and I was like, oh, new season. When we went to Houston, I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this. It was when Kourtney has since had her baby, but while she was pregnant, they were having like a baby shower. And her mom is like standing up, and Chris is giving a toast and says the baby's name. And just like the way Kourtney looked at like Kim and Khloe and was like, okay, we're announcing the name.
She's dead to me.
But I just think that's so also, love you, Mom. You're probably watching. So something my mom would do.
I mean, that is like a slip. You know what I mean? It's really like, that's something that's really hard. Like, it didn't seem like that would be intentional. Like, if you know
at all,
the name of something, you know, here's baby Kendall.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happened. That's exactly how it happened.
Baby.
The baby, potentially Kendall, maybe not.
Damn it. Yeah. But being like, hey guys, so I'm at this wedding right now. Yep. Oh, she's walking down the aisle. Oh, there she is.
I haven't watched the vlog, but I saw clips. I know she also like was the one to catch the flowers like during the toss and like had her camera on her catching the flowers and then running. And I was like, oh my
She like paid the girls around her. She's like, please let me catch the flowers so I can get it on my vlog.
They do it again. They're like,
I really want to find this video. We'll post it on
I can send it to you. Yeah. And no hate to the girl at all. I just think it's like a communication thing. And now the internet is tearing her apart.
And a common sense thing, man.
Yeah.
But common sense
just trying to be nice
is not common.
Yeah.
Because apparently people think that that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
What's your TikTok shop thing?
Oh, TikTok shop got me.
Did you buy something?
They got me. Yep.
What'd you get?
I swore I would never buy from TikTok shop, but they know me too well. They know that like you put basically this will make you prettier. Mm-hmm. This will take away your wrinkles.
Sign me up.
This will give you a new face. Not that like I obviously
not that you need any of that.
Obviously I'm
She's gorgeous.
But I'm a consumer. Like, I'm just gonna be real. I'm like, oh really? This will lift, tuck, nip. I don't like. Okay.
I was watching. Oh, I showed you one of the girls, Remy Cruz. I showed you one of her vlogs when you came over while we were in Houston. But her and her podcast co-host both just went to Japan and then Korea. And when they were in Korea, they like went to get a facial, and then they went back the next day to get color analysis. And then they went back like 3 days later to get like injections from like a similar med spa. And then they went to a hair spa. And I was like, Julia would thrive in this setting.
I would die.
Like
I would come home with so many Korean skincare products.
Too. They went to like a Korean skincare store every day that they were there. Yeah. And I was like, Julia would thrive here.
It is superior.
It really is.
So yeah, like I've been getting the same ad for that face thing. Hold on. I got a fuzzy. That face thing, it's like almost shaped like a U. Like
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've been getting so many ads for it. They just know. And every time I get the ads on TikTok, I watch them. So then they send me more.
I will say ads really wrote me in on there. Yeah. That's half the reason why I got rid of it.
Yes. And it's so annoying because it's like, they're so common now. Like it's almost like every other one, it's like a freaking ad. But they got me. It worked. It's been a while. I was like, no, Julia, resist.
Did you get it in yet, or you just ordered it?
I already have it.
Is it
I've
working?
Already used it.
Okay.
It works.
Okay,
I love
nice.
it. It was worth it. It's inexpensive. It was like, and you know how I already have that other one, the New Face one, which is way more expensive.
Yeah.
And probably is way better because it actually has like
I'm sure
legit technology. This other one is just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's really it's only been a couple days. Like, of course, when I use it, I'm like, this feels great. It's amazing. It does like wake up my face and like lift it so I don't have a bulldog face in the morning where my skin's just.
I've been full bulldog face every day since getting sick.
When I wake up, it's still, my jaw's been hurting. You know?
Botox.
It's been hurting. So
just kidding. Don't let me force that upon you.
I'm thinking that maybe I do clench my teeth in my sleep and I don't know. So I have been waking up with my face hurting. So that like using tools on my face, like any form of like gua sha with any tool really helps in the morning. And then I'll go and do ice roller under my eyes.
This girl almost got me. I think it was a reel, not a TikTok, but she had like this, I don't even know how to describe it. It was like this stick with this teeny tiny ball on the end. And she was saying how she has TMJ pain. And she was just like twirling this little ball and you could see the muscle moving, and that was the first time I was like, I'm ordering that.
Yes.
It's in my cart right now. Like I need that thing, which I'm sure I could use like literally a pencil, but still like the way she was using this thing looked so good.
An eraser.
It's like the size of one, I swear. I saw something about TikTok Shop and I have done no research about this. So take this with a grain of salt, both for you and anyone listening, where TikTok Shop is like, the reason they can make things so inexpensive or sometimes even like free to gift to like TikTokers to then promote is it's almost like a tax scheme where now they can tax you on all the product that they've sent you, or they could claim it is any number of worth. Does that make sense? So this one girl who made this company a lot of money by promoting their stuff on TikTok Shop got like 16 grand in taxes because they were like, oh, you sold all this product, like you're an employee. Like it's almost like a weird loophole thing. So I haven't done any research, but be careful about like promoting stuff on TikTok Shop because they also want you to. Like I also have gotten TikTok ads for TikTok Shop, like, like work for us. Technically.
Well,
but the taxes are shady, so be careful.
That honestly makes sense though. I mean, it does make that does make sense. You can't just you're basically like now like a.
Well, it's almost like how we work for brands.
Yeah, like you're working for the brand as like an employee selling for them.
Yeah.
So of course it's like now you have your own business. There's going to be taxes.
Kind of like one big fancy pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Like again, I don't know how much truth is behind this video I saw, but I was like, that does make a lot of sense.
I also thought TikTok was going to get shut down.
Yeah, I feel like it still might. I don't really know. I don't keep up with anything anymore.
They've been like trying to shut it down since 2020.
Yeah. I think just because it's not like US owned, so the US has a problem with it, of course.
America.
Okay, what else? Oh, my Pilates bad luck. I know we talked about. I want to go so bad.
But you didn't go?
I'm not kidding. The last time I signed up, because I was going to the same place as you, Club Pilates. They have a ton of locations. I'm sure outside of Austin as well. So that's why I'm sharing the name. And your first session's free. So it's like a great intro because there's like no strings attached, no pressure. I signed up, I'm not kidding, like a month ago, right? And I signed up for a Saturday class, and Thursday or Friday rolls around and I get sick. And this was when I was sick the first time. That lasted like a month. And I was like, I called them and I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sick. I don't want to be like hacking along for my first session. Like I want to give it my all. I was like, can we reschedule? They said, of course. We rescheduled, whatever. Then I realized it was like a far location. There's one closer to me. So I canceled that one and moved it to the one by me. And it was supposed to be for last Saturday, this like past Saturday. I woke up sick again. And I was like, maybe Pilates is the problem. Like maybe it's just not in my cards. Like maybe the universe is like, you're not ever going to make this class. So now they rescheduled me. I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm sick. Can you put me on for next Saturday? And they were like, yeah, there's a wait list, but usually there's at least like one no-show. So plan on coming. We'll call you like the day before. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And I just know Saturday's going to get here and I'm going to like break an ankle or something. Like something's going to happen where I feel like I want to try Pilates so bad and the universe knows that and they are keeping me from it.
They're like, don't go.
Yeah.
You're not a Pilates
Or maybe
girl.
there's a reason. Maybe there's a reason.
I mean, maybe. You could always just test
bad.
it and like book somewhere else and see what happens.
Just really bad Pilates luck. Yeah, I don't know what it is. My body's like rejecting it before I even go. But I want to go so bad. I even got the little sticky socks and everything. Like I'm so ready.
Lost one of my sticky socks.
Oh no!
I don't know where the other one is.
I ordered like a pack. So if you need 2 new ones,
so
I got
annoying. And I'm supposed to go to a class again on Friday, and I'm like, okay, I am minus 1 sticky sock. Like, what do I do?
-1. Just do one-legged.
I know.
One-legged. Amazon has them for like $6.
I just need to wear sticky socks all the time, though, because I am a sweaty hand and feet person.
You just have sticky gloves.
I need to be like Spider-Man.
That's actually so funny.
So, like, I went to a bar class last week, and I think, or the week before, I talked about it on here, and it was like actually really hard. The bar class was way harder than the
No, I think you talked
Pilates.
About the Pilates one. I don't know if you talked about the
Oh,
bar
I
one.
didn't?
I could be wrong.
I could be wrong.
I don't think you did.
Okay, well, I went to a club Pilates class first, and it was the cardio, and I already talked to you guys about that. And then I went to a bar 3 class, and I was not expecting it to be that hard. Mm-hmm. And it was hard. I was sweating.
What is it like?
So I like walked in wearing my sticky socks because I thought that we were going to do like ballet.
That's how I picture it. That's why I'm
I thought
curious.
I was going to be doing like ballet on the bar, but it was a strength class.
Okay.
And I was like, I do that every day of the week, but okay. And then there was a mat and I'm wearing my sticky socks. No one was wearing their sticky socks.
Rude.
I was the only one, but I'm glad I did because whenever I need to wear them, anytime that I do anything that's on a mat.
Okay. Are you a slider?
I slide.
Okay.
I need to wear them during yoga because during yoga, you put me in downward dog, I slippity slide.
Yeah.
Like I'm just sweaty.
I get that way too.
So I go onto the mat and I have my little sticky socks. I was very proud of my sticky socks that nobody else had. I was like, I know what I'm doing.
I'm better than
no,
you.
I'm just kidding. And I got my weights. And of course, like this time, because of my experience with the last one and how the weight was a little too light for me, and I didn't feel like I got that good of a workout, this time I'm like, not again. And I got the heavy weights. Immediately regretted it.
Okay.
Because when I'm lifting in the gym, like I'm lifting with purpose and it's at a quicker pace and it's heavier weight. There, everything was hold.
Oh, I would hate that.
Slow.
Oh, I would hate that.
Time under tension. I'm like,
which is amazing for the body.
Yes.
I just have no patience.
Yes. So it was very interesting. I was sweating so much during that class. And I'm curious to try their different classes that are not like the strength ones, that are also the other ones that are more, I'm like, is there one where they do ballet?
That's how I picture it.
You know?
Maybe just because it's called bar, though?
Yes, there were bars on the edge because I remember when I did go to bar classes, the ones that I would go to were, I don't think we had a mat. Sometimes we used weights, but we would do more stuff on the bar and like sitting on the ground than like weights. But I think it's because I went to the strength class. Yeah. But it was really difficult. So, and it was exactly what I was looking for, because I wasn't looking for anything that was too heavy, because of all my other training sessions are like that.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking for anything that was too heavy on my upper body or too heavy on my lower body, but still like I burned a good amount of calories, and that was like the perfect thing.
Was this like you like going into these? Was this you going, I need something new because I'm sick of my routine? Yep. Or was this like your coach being like, hey, do something like full body?
Well, on my Fridays, it's like a full body workout, and I just don't want,
you're sick of
I don't want to do like jumping.
Yeah.
I don't want to jump I hate that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to find a class that I enjoyed more. I was doing like a HIIT style yoga class, and I still love that one too. So I'll probably do like switch to both of them, because your body really needs yoga. Like
I need
just
to do yoga
and
so
stuff
bad.
like that. So I actually really liked that one.
Good.
It was good.
Nice.
So I'm gonna try it again.
The only class I've ever done has been a spin class, and I did love it, though I would like to pride myself that I'm coordinated. Like I've done dance, I did gymnastics, like those are things that require like body awareness. And yet like I could not get into the rhythm that these women were so easily getting into. I was like, how are you guys like head banging while cycle? Like I was so off, and I felt so out of place, but it was really fun.
That is always the difficult thing for me when I go. And I think that's why like classes like Pilates or spin, like where they have you do things at like a certain type of tempo, my brain cannot compute, because at the gym I'm like rep 1, rep 2.
So simple.
There's not like and a 5, 4, 3, 1 and 2. And
she's like out of pocket, in the pocket. We're like standing and sitting and biking and like, head banging.
Where's the pocket?
You know what threw me off? We had to like dip into like our elbows, but it like wasn't coordinated with our speed. So like one leg's up and I'm also trying to, it was just not it.
They had
everyone around me was so graceful and perfect.
There was this one thing that we did. It was like we were holding a dumbbell, I think, more in like a goblet, and we were doing a squat, and it wasn't really that complicated, but my brain just couldn't do it. It was like, okay, so out, feet out, then in, then out, stand up.
Okay.
Out. It was like,
out,
it was
in,
like,
out, up.
Oh my God. Up. It was like up, down, out. It's when you have me move from my one steady place, and you make me do like a tempo or a pattern, my brain's like, huh?
You're not alone though. Most of my clients, like I either have, I sometimes find like fun ways to say something to make it stick. Like, you know, tuck ups, like the ab exercise, where you're like, you're going up into a tuck position, then you go out. Yes. So like different people have different nicknames, and I'll be like, okay, circle T, like anything to get it in their brain, because they're like, what's a tuck up again? And I'm like, circle T. And they're like, oh, okay.
Yes.
Like,
I need
whatever
that.
I gotta say.
I always go to the back of the class with stuff like that, so I could just watch what everyone else is doing and be like, okay.
That's me with yoga.
Linda over there is doing it. All right. Linda's doing the feet, and then I'm just gonna copy what Linda does. Linda comes here every week.
Well, I feel like for me, yoga is so complicated because it's such like most yoga instructors, in my experience, are very spiritual people. So they'll try to be like, now bring your heart to the sun. And I'm like, huh? And I'm like, chest up. Okay.
So I usually go to Black Swan Yoga, and there was this one teacher, and I stopped going because
of her.
So I'm going to those classes because when you do your whole yoga, you do your yoga thing, and you go into your vinyasa, and they play a music. It's usually for like a minute, and you just lay there. I love that. I love it when they and I call
that the lay down pose.
I'm just like, okay, this is the dead pose.
Yep,
we're playing dead, and then what she would do, the music was so like relaxing and awesome, and I was sweating. She would, in the middle of it, just imagine this, like, hold on. Okay. I'm going to act it out for you.
Okay. I'll pretend I'm there.
So now we are going to rise to the sun. That's what she would do.
Okay, a little aggressive,
So that little, like, beautiful music, and then, like, in it, there was no, like, soft, like
okay, now.
Your mantra for today. It
Yeah.
was like,
No.
your mantra is. I was like,
you know who would crush it as a
like an
yoga
alarm.
instructor? Zach.
He would.
He would do so well.
He would.
Man has a good meditative voice.
I think some of the girls said that when I went to Canada. We didn't do a meditation, but we did one of the processes where he speaks over the microphone and he like says certain things. And they said that about his voice too.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was telling them that I told Zach that I wanted to see if I can do that part of it.
Yeah.
Like I wanted to be the one to do that part of it. And I was like, and then I realized that I don't have a soothing voice. It would be,
yeah. Okay, everyone.
all right, let's get it together.
Tap into yourself.
Yeah. I would be that yoga girl screaming the mantra.
See, at least you get it.
Yes.
You can see her.
I understand her.
I've had clients tell me I could be a good yoga instructor.
Yeah,
I just don't think I could take myself seriously saying some of those things. I think I would giggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I'd get nervous and then stumble and be like, oh, sorry. No. I think if everyone's like preoccupied with something, I could talk in front of people. It's if they're sitting and staring at me, I'd be like, But like if I'm teaching them through something, like that's always fine. I used to actually do small group training when I worked at Lifetime, like the gym back in Houston. This was like years and years and years ago now. But I would instruct like 20 people, and that is so much fun because they almost like push each other or motivate each other. And like, yes, that's a high energy, like fast paced class, but still like yoga is a similar energy where they're kind of like connecting with the people around them. It's not just like you and them.
I do enjoy yelling at people.
I enjoy yelling motivation at people. I have a hard time in big group settings, like correcting people. Also, there's so much going on, but those are the times you need to correct people's form. But I try to do it like nicely, but I also like everything's moving so fast. And I really enjoyed that. I wouldn't mind doing like a once a month, like big group session of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because Zach and I were either thinking doing a Know Your Power retreat in the fall time or doing I don't know what I would call it. Like it would be like probably a Know Your Power, but like
a workout thing?
Girls, like we do posing, wellness posing, and we work out.
And like a leg workout.
Like a smaller group to where we can all do that.
Those things I love doing.
Yes.
Yeah. That's my element. I'm like, I love showing up for your like spiritual side, like mental side of work. And then like the gym day is always like, oh, this is my element.
Yes.
Like I could like speak in front of anyone about working out, but like other things I get stage fright about.
Yeah, and I love that part of it where you get to like yell at people to go harder.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was 8 reps, not 10. You missed one. I enjoy that. I really enjoy
I enjoy like hyping people up or seeing, I mean, the reason I love in-home training in general, that's what I've done for years. And I don't think I'll ever stop. Like, I don't really have desire to like get a ton of new clients, but the clients I've had for a long time. So they feel like family, and just watching them make like new wins or being like, I can't curl 40s. And I'm like, yeah, you can. And then they do it and they're like, whoa, I did it. And it's like, that feeling's just so cool. And then you're like high five and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Cause most of like, there's a lot of times where you get, and this has happened to me too, where you get like in the swing of doing it a certain way when you don't have anyone there, like looking after you and like pushing you. So you are like, okay, I'm just going to do the same weight that I did last week. Like, you know, whatever. I'm not really going to push myself. Maybe you even do less reps than you know you can. And that's what I enjoy about like the training aspect of it, like in person, is that you get the opportunity to have someone be like, no, you can do more, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like I had a girl, there's this thing that I do where I run challenges, like 6-week challenges. In the winter of the challenge, I fly them out and I get them a hotel. They stay the weekend here with me. Like we go eat and then we train, and I get to train with them one-on-one. Yeah. So I did that last weekend with one of our girls that won our last challenge, and we did legs together, and I was able to like not only teach her a couple of things that she had questions on, But then also take her through a workout and show her like the intensity level that like I'd want her to train at. And that's what we were talking about when we were doing it. Cause she's like, yeah, like, I'm so glad I got to do this, because normally like on the leg extensions, cause I was teaching her how to do a cluster set. So a cluster set is where you do, say you do 8 to 10 of your heaviest for your leg extensions. Then you rack the weight and you rest for 20 seconds. And then with the same weight, after that 20 seconds, you like squeeze out 4 to 6 more reps.
Yeah.
Rest 20 seconds again, squeeze out 4 to 6 more reps again. So it pushes you. You do way more reps at that heaviest weight that you can. And she's like, wow, like learning that it's pretty crazy, because I would have just stopped it. I would have stopped there.
Or thought that your body literally couldn't do more.
Yeah, and I was like, you literally just did the heaviest weight, and then you actually did like 4 more, and then you did 5 more. And so
I have this memory when I was a gymnast, and I feel like gymnastics taught me a lot about discipline really early on in my life. And I'm like so grateful I was put into gymnastics. And the gym I went to was like really serious and like homeschooled a lot of girls, and a lot of them were like Olympic hopefuls, or at least got like full rides to like the college of their choice, because they were just like a really serious gym and like accredited. It's almost kind of like, I view it as like colleges, where it's like certain colleges will set you up for certain careers. Like certain gymnastic gyms will set you up for like your future. And this is one of those gyms that was so serious. And we did like 5-hour practices. It was an hour on each event, and then an hour of conditioning every day. And I remember this like sticks with me, and I still get angry at this girl in my head, but she's in there and she's almost like my discipline coach. And she probably has no idea now, like 15 years later, if not more. Anyway, I was doing leg raises. So you're like holding onto a bar and you bring your feet up to touch the bar, and we had to do sets of 50
all the way up to the bar?
All the way up.
Not just straight.
No, you stop halfway down and go all the way up. So it's not, it's
That's
harder.
Nuts.
It's even harder. Anyway, so we had to do sets of 50, I believe. And I had stopped at 40 because my hands were cramping and I was dying, as one does. And I remember being like, 40 is close enough. I had one more thing to do after, and I hopped down and I was heading to the next thing. And this girl called me out in front of everyone, and she was not a coach. She was not an instructor. She, I think, was like 1 year older than me, the same level as me. And she called me out and she said, I just counted your reps. You did 40. And she like in moment, and like, obviously I'm super embarrassed.
Slay.
I'm like, we're all dying together. I'm like, you had to call that out. Like, give me my 10 reps today.
Well, she's like, I did my 50. Exactly. Why do you get to do 40?
And she was also the type that she was like teacher's pet, you know, the energy. And I was newer to this gym, so I was like, fine. But I like, weirdly, that sticks with me now as a full grown adult in the gym, where I go, why would I cheat myself? Like, why would I should always work out as though I have a coach over my shoulder, or someone there, or someone pushing me, or someone there to help me. I shouldn't act like I'm able to jip myself 1 or 2 reps if those 1 or 2 reps make that difference in my like long-term physique, you know? Yes. And I know it's not that serious, but I still think of that girl all the time.
Yeah. I mean, because like when you're trying to put on size, you're trying to like tear your muscle. Like when you're in the gym,
you gotta push to a certain part.
You're tearing your muscle. And when you just continuously do a weight that's not challenging, that's brings it back to that girl. She's like, I would have normally stopped at X. And I was like, but she was like, it was burning so bad. And I was like, that's when your reps start. Yeah. Like right there, that's when your reps start. It's because you get so uncomfortable that you're like, ooh, I haven't felt this before. Maybe this is wrong. Maybe I shouldn't do this. I'm like, that's when you make those really big changes. And then you go home, you rest, recover, your muscles have time to repair. I was like, that's the stuff that really matters right
It's like
there.
those moments too of like, you know, deep down you had 3 more reps in the tank and you chose to stop where you stopped. Like, even though it's like, but it was getting really hard. It's like, that's why I think of that girl is I'm like, hold yourself accountable. No one else is going to do it. That's what the gym's all about. Have you seen the viral clip of David Lade working out with Cbum?
Bro, I died laughing.
So basically, David Lade, who is this like fitness influencer, I'm just filling you in if you don't know as a listener. He's like one of Gymshark's main faces. He's been around for a while, and he was working out with Cbum, who is obviously 6-time.
Oh my God, I gotta tell you something I did to Cbum.
Okay, do you want to do that first?
Not to him.
Let's finish this out and then tell me. But don't forget it.
I won't.
Anyway, so David Lade's doing lat pull downs with him. And then like at a certain point, he just like puts it up and steps away, and Cbum goes, oh, like too easy? And he was like, no, like I did my 8 reps. like I'm done. And Cbum goes, that's not how this works.
And he's like,
called him out the whole workout of like, we train till failure. Yeah. Like we train until you can't train. Or if it was easy, you up the weight. You know, He was like, why are you just stopping? Dude. It was just such a funny clip.
I think Cbum also, he said something like that's not the point. And should we play it? I want to play it.
Yeah, you can play it. Pull it up.
Let's find it.
Oh, you're so small. You late?
That's about right.
Why'd you stop?
Because we have like all these other stats. I have to save my fuel.
That's not how working out works.
What?
You don't save your fuel.
But then you're just gonna be exhausted.
How are you gonna make any progress if you're not taking anything close to failure?
I like the background music. Send that one to me and I'll add it to the screen too so you guys can actually see and hear it. But yeah, exactly. He's like, I'm saving my energy.
It's like, he says, saving your energy.
Which is how so many of us train, but the number one in the world knows to take it past saving your energy.
Yeah, it's like saving your energy for what? This is you're supposed to, your energy is supposed to be exhausted here. Like that's the point. That was
but there are multiple clips. I saw other clips from that same workout they did where the whole time Cbum's just calling him out for not training hard enough.
I know. And it's if I have the pleasure of working out with Cbum, I remember when I saw that video, this is what I thought to myself. If I have the pleasure of working out with Cbum, I am going to work out until I am crawling out of that gym.
For sure.
I am going to train harder than I ever have before for Cbum.
Cbum and Julie Renee leg day when?
Yes, when.
Wait, I need to know what you did to him or about him?
No, hold on. One of the top comments that I saw, that video wasn't the most like viewed video that I saw, but the one that I first saw was like so many views. The top comment says, savage.
I feel like I know what it is.
The top comment was like, this is the difference between a bodybuilder and a fitness influencer. And it was like, bro,
mic drop.
Out.
Because there really does, there is a difference of like training to put on as much muscle as possible and just training for like mild aesthetics. Which not calling David Lade mild aesthetics, but you know what I'm saying.
He's like obviously insane.
He's not training to be number one in the world. Exactly. He's training to look a certain way.
Exactly. So like I understand it, but it was also just like...
I also feel like Cbum's just such a sweetheart that it's funny watching him be a savage.
He's savage though. Like there's a lot of clips like that I see of him, like when it comes to like training and nutrition, like when it comes to like what he does, he's very serious about it, which is of course he's going to be. But honestly, I'm like very curious, like the blowback that David Lade got from that and just being blasted. I've
seen a lot of like negative comments towards him. Obviously, the clips paint him really negatively, but also like he's doing just fine. You know,
he's gonna be fine. Anyways, the thing I was gonna say about Cbum is that at the gym that I went to in Canada, Aesthetic Nation, in the leg day room, they have a huge blow up. It's as tall as the wall, and the wall's huge, of Cbum.
Okay.
Zach knows how much like I'm in love with Cbum, and he's...
Stupid question. Is he from Canada?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
I was like,
honestly,
maybe I'm wrong.
I just put that together right now that...
It's just his home gym
Canada,
and you have no clue.
Cbum, okay.
Yeah.
Math is math.
Okay.
Anyways, so I'm going to see if I can put the clip of me doing it.
Please do.
On,
I'm kind of scared.
From YouTube. And so it's a big blow up of Cbum, you know, in his poses, you know, his stage poses. He's wearing his tiny little undies. Okay. And it's like his side pose. And then there's one of him doing the side pose of like...
So there's multiple?
His hamstrings. It's one him facing forward in the middle. And then on the left, there's one like doing a different pose. And on the right, it's like his hamstring pose where his butt is. And I was like, Zach, hold the camera. And I run up and it's really tall. So I do a running start and I smack his butt. And he was like, are you happy now?
Vandalizing his...
Are you happy now?
Up.
I know. It's like,
that's funny though. That's funny.
Honestly, if I ever do meet Cbum, it's going to be quite an embarrassment with all of the things I've said about Cbum. I've done a video dressed as Cbum where I wore a mustache to the gym and a hat. and dress like Cbum. Yeah, it's gonna be.
At least it's coming from a place of idolizing him and not like hating him. I guess.
Yeah, no, he's my bestie.
A one-sided relationship.
Should I post that video?
This is your call.
Would that be bad?
I don't know. Depends how graphically you're slapping his butt.
I ran up and went.
Okay. I don't know.
It would be a funny TikTok though.
Possibly.
I'll table it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Send it to me.
If you guys see it.
I'll give you my honest review.
Okay, I will.
Anyway, I've been really into baking. That's like my new calling. I made banana bread twice in the last week and I'm obsessed.
Damn.
And my mom had like jokingly DM'd me because I put it on my story and she's like, oh, like gluten-free bakery when? And I was like, that is my new calling. When I retire someday, or maybe before then, I am definitely making like a gluten-free, dairy-free bakery because there's not no.
In Austin?
No. I have searched.
You would think that they would.
I think there's one and they're only open like 3 days a week from like this time to this time. You have to like order in advance. I think it's like a home bakery.
Oh.
But no, there's nowhere you can just like go and get like everything is like a gluten-free, dairy-free kitchen. There's none. Yeah. So I think that's my new calling. That's my new thing.
That is your new calling.
If I just quit the fitness industry and start baking cakes.
You're filling a gap.
Yeah.
It's gap
needed for myself.
Needed for you.
Yeah.
You're like, just make the bakery and you're the only customer.
I buy my own goods.
You just walk into your own store.
No, not unlikely.
That would be cute.
But that's like my new favorite hobby. I feel like I understand the appeal of baking now. It's just so peaceful.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
I made a banana bread for Zach one time. My mom she has the best banana bread recipe ever since I was like little.
Yeah.
And she gave me the recipe, and Zach loves banana bread. And I followed her recipe to a T, and I made it, and it came out and everything. And Zach he's always very honest with me. And he took a bite, and he's like, it's a little hard. Oh, no. Like it was, I don't know.
It's a little dense.
Our oven... I might just be blaming the oven. He's like,
our oven hardened it.
It did it wrong. Yeah. He says it's a little dense. Like it wasn't like fluffy like my mom makes it, but those are so hard. They're hard to cook all the way through. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling that our oven, like there's been multiple times where I'll cook something and our oven is like, it's like slow. Mm-hmm. Like it takes way too long.
I think mine's the opposite where we have one of those like new fancy ovens with like everything's like electrically programmed in, like you slide a thing. I don't even know. It's like way too fancy for me. And it cooks everything so fast. So like I was following like half a recipe, but I changed some stuff first off to make it gluten and dairy free. But also like I added like cinnamon and vanilla, which the original recipe didn't call for. And I had put it in these like tiny tins of like, I made mini bread instead of like a big loaf of bread. It also cooks more easily. Yeah. But it was like, cook it at this temperature for an hour. And mine were done at like 25 minutes. So it's like, you just got to check stuff sometimes.
Yes. And I think what I did with that too is that like it was taking so long that I like turned up I blasted it and then maybe I blasted it a little too much.
We've all done it.
And I made like 2 loaves and he like didn't eat any of it. It was sad. I ended up eating all of it.
I always do that too. I tried finding like before I discovered that I could have just made banana bread. I like was trying to Google the ingredients we already had and be like, what could I make like healthy recipes? And this one girl like made these like, I don't even know what she called them. I think they were like kind of like a muffin cookie hybrid thing with like bananas in it, but it wasn't like banana. I don't even know. Anyway, I tried making them awful, terrible. It tastes so bad. I still ate the whole thing because I was like, I cannot put my hard work to waste.
I think
but it was
also
not
like, it takes so much patience to bake. It takes more patience to bake because there's like a lot of like waiting. Yeah. And sometimes you have to mix things in a certain order.
And then like leave it to rest.
I know that from watching the Great British Baking Show.
What a good show.
You know, we don't want no soggy bottoms here.
No soggy bottoms.
But I think that's it. I just don't have the patience to bake, you know. I really don't. I also tried to bake.
It's okay. Cake. You can just come to Kendall's gluten-free, dairy-free bakery.
Ew.
Where all I know how to make is banana bread.
Yeah.
Well, everyone that tried it didn't know it was gluten-free. And they were like, this is really good. I was like, it's gluten-free. And they were like, that's actually really impressive. And I was like, yes. When you can't tell something's gluten-free, it's a win.
That means
even if it's not great, it's a win. Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to bake Zach a cake for his birthday. He likes yellow cake.
Okay.
With chocolate ice cream. Not the cake, the actual
Wait, chocolate icing or ice cream?
Icing.
Okay. I got scared.
He likes ice cream on the side.
Got it.
But it has to be the yellow cake.
Okay.
And so I tried to make it for him for one of his birthdays. And I, of course, was like rushing and trying to do it really fast. So I put the second layer of cake on top of the first layer of cake because I made 2 layers. Before it cooled, because the recipe was like, you have to let it cool fully, and it starts sliding, and it also made like a dent in the middle, and I just like filled it with icing, and it was like crooked and stuff.
You know,
and I was like, ta-da!
It has character. I'm here for it. I have been wanting to decorate, like, you know, like vintage piping cakes. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like, I've been wanting to try to do. I just am fully aware that I can't do it. Okay. But I see these videos.
Because you're good at
I
drawing.
see these. Thank you. I see these videos and I go, I can do that, and I really want to try doing it. So I feel like we need to have a day where like I'll bake the cake or I'll try. And then like me, you and Erica can like attempt decorating cakes. Cause that's the fun part is like decorating.
One thing that I am good at is during Christmas, like it's always been a tradition that my mom's the one who makes the Christmas cookies and me and my sister help her bake them. And then we like cool them and decorate them. Every year, me and my sister will like look up on Pinterest different like piping stuff. So we actually are pretty good at piping to where we like
experience.
can make the trees look like they have like little leaves on them. It's so fun. It's honestly fun. But my mom does all the heavy lifting and actually like makes the
you
dough.
Make them taste good.
And
I'll make them pretty.
Like, make them like pretty.
There you go.
I can't wait for Christmas now.
That is my favorite time of year.
Yeah.
Or Halloween. I'm weirdly excited for Halloween. I just want like spooky times.
I don't.
Things are going too happily. I need some spook in there.
I need a little spooks.
I need to watch some scary movies
little
or something.
spooks in my life.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, we love you all so much, and you're more powerful than you think.
Bye.